Back in March of 2021, I did a video on how Square and Tidal were teaming up to bring NFT music to the masses. Turns out, there's a company that's already doing this. Hey guys, it's Kesh, and today I'm going to tell you about Opulus, a project that wants to bring DeFi, a launchpad, and more importantly, copyright-backed NFTs to the music industry. The CEO of Opulus is Lee Parsons, who, as it turns out, is also the founder and CEO of Ditto Music. And before we get into Opulus, I have to tell you a little bit more about what Ditto Music does so that you have some context. Ditto Music was founded in 2007 with the goal of giving artists much more freedom to choose their own path. Traditionally, what you had to do as an artist was approach a record label and hope that they would take you. But their business model doesn't really benefit artists as much as it benefits them. The record label would pay you a lump sum to sign you, but they would own the master copies of all your music. And if you're just starting out in your career, then a $500,000 check sounds like a ton of money, right? Usually, artists will take that deal and go splurge on new equipment, cars, or even jewelry. Once the artist takes that deal, the record label owns their music. Now that they own the music, they can leverage their connections with the radio stations and other media outlets to generate as much hype as possible for the album, which directly translates into streams from Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and all the rest. Almost all the profit generated from this goes directly into the record label's pockets. That's changing now with social media, since artists can amass a huge fan base on their own. But it doesn't really completely cut out the record label. It actually makes the record label's jobs easier, since they can look at an artist's social media following and see if they're a good investment or not. Since the artist doesn't own their masters, the bulk of their income comes from concerts and live performances. At least that's how traditional record labels operated for decades. So how is Ditto Music different? What Ditto Music does is they will register your music for publishing royalties across all the streaming platforms. They collect 10% commission on the publishing royalties, and the artist gets to keep the rest of the 90%. They also have a team of experts pitching your music for placement in movies and shows as well. So why am I talking about Ditto Music so much? Because they're going to partner with Opulus to evolve the music industry. The big innovation here is that Opulus will mint copyright-backed NFTs. Essentially what that means is that fans will be able to own the master copies of their favorite artists' songs. This is really the bread and butter of a record label, so it's critical to understand the importance of owning the master copy. If you own the master, you own the product. It's kind of like crypto wallets. If you own the private keys, you own the coins. NFTs and music are so similar, but people don't even realize it. Music is natively a digital asset, exactly like a JPEG. Having someone share your art on the internet only increases its value, not the other way around. It's the same for music. You can make a copy of an album, but you don't own the underlying asset, which means you're not entitled to the royalties. In December of 2021, Opulus closed the funding round for Lil Pump's new single, Mona Lisa. They raised $500,000 in 2 hours. The way this works is that Opulus spins up an LLC for each song, and for this one, it's called Mona Lisa LLC. So Mona Lisa LLC has 50% of the master rights and 50% of the publication rights to the Mona Lisa song, which entitles it to receive 50% of the future royalty payments. When you participate in these crowdfunding campaigns, you get a piece of NFT art that represents your share of ownership, which also translates to your share of the profits. As the song earns revenue from streaming, licensing, and etc., royalties are collected and then converted to USDC. The LLC then distributes these payments to the investors on a quarterly basis. Their next sale is with Tyga, which I expect will sell out even faster than Lil Pump. So if you're an artist watching this video, you're probably wondering, how can I get in on this? Unfortunately, you won't be able to join just yet. In their white paper, they say that their plan is to launch a number of exclusive NFT sales with major artists before opening the NFT launchpad to all artists worldwide. So that's how NFT sales work. Now we need to talk about the DeFi component. With their DeFi platform, artists will be able to get loans based on the yearly revenue their songs make. So if you have a song that made $200,000 in royalties in the past 12 months, you'll be able to get $200,000 loan by using your song's master as collateral. Fans and investors will be able to buy and sell NFTs on the marketplace. Imagine owning the very first single of the next Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber. Not only will you be collecting passive income as your favorite musician rises in popularity, but after a few years, that NFT could be sold for millions. Oculus is shifting the power away from record labels and towards the artists because at the end of the day, the record labels only care about money, whereas true fans care about the music. But getting rewarded for supporting your favorite artists? I'll take that deal.